Okay. I must concentrate on finding something to clean the wound, something to disinfect it, something to use as a bandage. Yes, let's do this.
I'll use it to create a solution.
Our dead fella truly has had a day of misfortune.
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading. Just washed. Better than nothing to bandage the wound. I've collated all the ingredients, now to prepare the first aid solution.
How do I do that? Oh no, chemical analysis.
Thank you. This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Okay, so we can also here ask around. Asking around the camp. Let's do this. But ask around who? Not the police officers, right? They are useless.
Do you know anything about this?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Okay.
Excuse me, just one question.
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry. You sure you know what you...
May I ask for your assistance?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Could you help me?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Time to check your who, what and what, Sherry. Who are you asking? About what and dressed as what?
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified.
Someone was dragged against their will. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
Well, will something change if I just, you know, dress as a police guy? Will that change anything?
Could you help me?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
May I ask for your assistance?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
Back off.
No one deserves to end up in a place like this.
I mean, to ask around the camp, like ask around who? They're only police guys. I don't know.
It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards. No, it's too short for these walls or cliffs. Could you help me?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
You know, Sherry, it's dawned on me to not clown around with knives anymore.
Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates. May I ask you something?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
A single Malpal butt. Roadman cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
Who isn't allowed to visit the crime scene these days? You still here?
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads. I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
Okay, I think I can change back.
So, we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates. He stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade. However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword. I think we have everything the camp supervisor needs. Let's get this over with.
You still here?
Inspector, I believe I can aid your investigation. I know who the dead man is and what really happened here.
You do? Well, good for you. But I'm afraid I'm not the one you need to share your findings with. Speak to Mr. Harlow here. He's the one responsible for settling things in the camp.
You don't even care to listen?
Oh, I do care. Maybe even more than I need to. But I'm only here today to lock the place up, question witnesses, and file the facts. It's sad, but coming up with conclusions is not among my tasks here. You fellows at City Hall do that. Anyway, speak to the supervisor. I'll just stand by and listen to what you have to say. I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer. You can go back in and look for your witness.
You think one small clerk can make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
Ah, now they're back.
Could you help me?
They often take us from the camps to work. Most don't mind, though. It's the only way we get a glimpse of freedom.
According to the refugees, some shady people regularly visit the camp and take refugees away with them to perform various work. The work is usually hard, but the refugees receive money and food. The girl was abused after she was supposedly taken to such work. Since then, the refugees decided not to allow the woman to be taken.
So there's a smuggling ring in the camp. This wasn't the first time that someone freely entered the camp to take a refugee out.
At least it was certainly his last time. My gut tells me that we'll learn more about this ring when we find out where the thug came from.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Sorry. We don't see much here.
Is this familiar to you?
Sorry. We don't see much here.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
You're the one who tended to our man's wounds. I thank you greatly. The police didn't allow us to help him.
The police will leave you alone now. I've proven to them that the man who came into the camp died due to his own foolishness.
Thank you for standing up for us. But nobody would help us without a reason. You're here because you want something.
Yes, I do. I need to speak with the girl drawn here.
The dead man came for her too. He wanted to take the girl away, but we won't allow her to be hurt again. What do you want from Nayla?
Nayla. She was hurt some time ago. I'm here to find the people who did this and bring them to justice. And to find them, I need Nayla's help. Will you let me speak to her?
Justice. There's no justice on this land. But you helped us, so maybe your words are not empty. You can speak to Nayla, if she wants it. But I will be watching you.
Hello, Nayla? My name is Sherlock. I know someone hurt you. I am here to help. I'm trying to find the people involved and bring them to justice. Please. There is a photograph, and I'm sorry, it is terrible, but I simply must ask. Where did this happen? What can you tell me about these people? Christ, Sherlock. Nayla, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You come here for me, but you are rude and cruel and condescending. A cross. The man had this cross. Now go away. Leave us be. I do not need another white man's help.
Oh, glad that wasn't me.
Not my best work, John, by a long shot. Nayla doesn't want us meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you anyway. Now we know that maniac's face and the cross he wore, we can still catch him.
The thug didn't hurt the girl. The filler had a particular cross. The thug also visited Vogel's gallery. The dead man from the refugee camp was the same person who had broken to Vogel's gallery. The thug wanted to kidnap the girl. The thug came to the camp intending to kidnap a woman. He had the opportunity to kill her, but that wasn't his goal. Hedgeman, not merely a thief. He is not merely a thief, but also a kidnapper, a hedgeman who takes on various roles. As high-ranking official, badges such as these are usually awarded to high-ranking officials. The fella from the photograph might be one. Sketch of the abuser. So we need to go to the archives, or Officials. What were the officials in the city hall? No?
Terrible events are behind that canvas, Sherry.
At least some of your kind have a hat. Thank you again.
Help me, please.
Sorry, we don't see much here.
Maybe they do know.
You still here?
The intruder has a most peculiar tattoo on his neck, 2 lines and a point. Do you know anything about it?
You really want to know, kid? Why? You want to play a policeman or something?
I'm sure you have it in your records, so it won't hurt if I have it in mine.
In my records, it's just a tattoo, as it should be in yours. Ah, to hell with you. Suit yourself as to what you're going to do with it. Off the record, though, such tattoos are often connected to a man named Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti.
Bernadotti, you say?
A respectable businessman in Scalario. His company imports goods and wines, and smuggles everything that can be smuggled between the colonies and the mainland. His people can be identified by an obscure tattoo, just like the one over there our friend has. But these are all merely rumors, you see. If Mr. Bernadotti was a criminal, he'd be in prison now. Or hanged, right? You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
Okay, businessman, colonies and mainland. Well, I think I need to go to the city hall, right? Okay, so all evidence collected. Fantastic. Oh, it's okay.
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
So it's like, should be, yeah, straight ahead. Is it here?
Guests of Cordona, the treasures await you.
May I ask you something?
And return.
Mr. Fancy Clothes won't find any answers here.
Well, I just wanted to buy a newspaper, but okay. Left, it's to the left. But it's police state. Okay, it's not. Okay, archive. Yeah. Well, districts, Silverton. Businesses. No. So, subject business, district, Scalario. Period. Registry. Legal documents, I don't know. Established 1875 by Niccolo Bernadotti, main office, southeastern Scalario Bazaar Road. Bernadotti Company ships goods between African, British colonies and the rest of the United Kingdom, including Cordona. Imported products include wine, food, coffee, everyday goods, and more. The founder of the company is Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti, born in Sicilia, Italy. Moved to London as a 39-year-old businessman. Later the same year, he moved his base of operations to Cordona. His words, to be closer to the colonies he has business in. Since Mr. Bernadotti's arrival in Cordona in 1873, he has become a notable patron of the arts and an investor of Cordona's social well-being. Among the latest contributions is the purchasing of new equipment for the police station and aiding the governor in bringing the airship called Lead Zeppelin across from Germany.
What a lovely man this Bernadotte is, eh, Sherry? Can't wait until we get to meet him.
Oh yeah, me too. And there's another one that we can also... cross-shaped badge she saw. British high-ranking officials. Not many of those visit Cordona, let alone work on the island. Well, should I also know this? Thomas Norton profile, born in 1840 in London, graduated from the University of Oxford. In 1869 started working at the Home Office as a secretary, now took positions as Medical Commissioner in India, honored by the Queen herself with the Order of the Bath in 1877. In March 78 was appointed as the British envoy in Cordona with his own cabinet in the City Hall. So, yeah, okay, we know. So he was the abuser, and what's with the Bernadotte? What's his name was? Bernadotte. Thomas Norton profile. City Hall. Where are we now? Are we in the City Hall? Yes, we are. With who I can talk about this? With her, for sure.
Have you found anything helpful?
Or can I just, like, talk to him about it? Oh. Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
If you're here on matters of signing up for military service, come back tomorrow. Our department needs to straighten out some business.
Didn't sleep last night. No time to shave. Or maybe that's his style. You don't know that. Well worn, never removed. Red stain wine. Round-blood close stays at work late. The original harmlessness of work, the man would rather lose himself in a party and was in remorse. Looks like he lives within a nightmare attempt to rid himself on his terrible memories of past mistakes. Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, okay.
Why are you staring at me like I'm a Madame Tussauds figure? Didn't you hear what I just said?
You blame yourself for what you did. Won't be any good unless you confess to me, so I'll try to be polite.
What sort of did are we talking about? Are you from the press?
I'm here because of Naylor.
Who?
You don't remember her name.
Lad, if you won't tell me where you came, I'll call for someone here to sort you out, if you get my meaning.
Do you recognize this man?
We definitely look alike. But you have the wrong person.
Really? Then you won't mind if I pass this along to the newspaper?
All right. All right. Is this about money, as you said in the letter? What kind of sum are we talking about?
I've never written a single word to you. Bribery, not my style.
So, that letter, it wasn't from you?
Well, it appears that more and more people in the city are finding out about your despicable hobby, doesn't it? You're in the clutches of justice, and very soon they will squeeze you. It's in your best interest to cooperate.
Fine. I suppose now we have a nice long talk. Do you drink, Mr.
Sherlock Holmes. And I do not.
Shame. All the best discussions are accompanied by a glass of whiskey. But out of respect for you, I won't drink either.
Respect? That's an unusual word in your mouth, Mr.
Where are my manners? My name is Thomas Norton, a British envoy in Cordona on a military mission. So, where do we start?
Boniface Mercurio. Does the name mean anything to you?
He's an artist, right?
The one responsible for the painting that compromises you. I found him dead in his room.
Oh, that is bad. Wait, you don't think that I have anything to do with this?
You had motive to kill him.
Maybe I did, but listen. I know how this looks, but murder? That's on another level. I had thoughts that this Mercutio...
Mercurio?
Well, him, yes. I thought he could have been the blackmailer. But I was too afraid to make any hasty decisions. There were plenty of ways to fail by making a move, so I chose to wait. To see what he would do next. You have to believe me.
I don't believe people, I believe evidence.
Then look at the evidence.
The painting that depicted you in the image of the devil was stolen by a mercenary. Did you have anything to do with it?
I might be a rotten person, sir, but hiring criminals for illicit purposes is not in my daily schedule.
And buying the painting in an attempt to hide the crime, is that on your daily schedule?
What would you do in my situation?
I would never put myself in such a situation.
You're young. I could never have imagined myself in my current position. Yet, here I am in front of you. We all make mistakes, Mr. Holmes. And I'm no exception.
You mentioned blackmail. Tell me about it.
All right. A couple of days ago, I received an anonymous letter. It said that in the art gallery at Caravansary there exists a painting that incriminates me. The blackmailer made it clear that if there is a painting, then a photograph exists too. And I should be wary of what it might do to my reputation.
What does the blackmailer want from you?
Money, of course. What else do such people want? Needless to say, I don't remember anyone taking photographs at the party. Up until the last moment, I hoped he was bluffing. But he wasn't, as you've just proven to me.
Show me the letter.
I burnt it as soon as I read it. I've left enough evidence. There's no need for any more.
So, let's return to the beginning. What happened at the party?
I vaguely remember that night. As usual at such parties, you meet people, you talk with them, they invite you to spend some time alone with them. What can I say? I got myself mixed up with the wrong company, and somebody must have mixed some psychoactive substance in my drink. After that, it's all blurry. I completely lost my sanity. I made a terrible mistake which I regret deeply.
You don't say. Do refugee girls often appear on the menu at those types of parties?
It's rather rare.
So you didn't attend the party to engage in an exotic experience involving a vulnerable woman unable to accuse you of assault?
I would never have planned such a terrible thing. What happened was just bad circumstance. Mr. Holmes, I've built my entire career on hard work and uncompromising dedication to the Crown. I made a mistake, but I'm not a villain from some cheap adventure fiction. By putting me behind bars, you will benefit precisely no one.
Rotting in prison is the least you deserve, but I have a better idea. You will make amends and help the ones you hurt. Use your connections to help patriate the refugees, find them decent homes, give them jobs. There must be a meaning to your position and my decision.
Yes, all right, I can do that. So, will you give me the photograph now?
That's not all. Naylor deserves the very utmost of what you can do.
Help the girl? I can't risk the press paying extra attention to her. I will do anything except that.
I need to think this all through. Don't do anything foolish in the meantime.
What makes you think you can decide what's best for these people?
Such is the arrogance of British imperialism. I take your point.
Come on, it's not like we've got anything better to do.